starting with 1 million luck points. Chapter 361, Because We're Humans. Their expressions changed drastically when they saw the machine race expert arrive. Similarly, they also saw the round object in the mechanical expert's hand. This item emitted a rich stench. Even the human warriors could smell it from afar. The supermolecular virus has arrived. Heavens, how could this be? The humans are finished, the humans are finished. All the human experts had frightened expressions. They were dumbfounded and afraid. It was said that the supermolecular virus developed by the machine race was an absolute disaster for humans. Now, the appearance of this item had completely sunk their hearts. Ha ha ha, you're finally here. Human ants, you're done for. The golden armor alligator turtle laughed loudly when it saw this. The moment the machine race arrived, the seventh spatial rift would completely belong to the foreign races. When that happened, it would be much easier for them to enter the other human territories. They knew about this matter, and so did the humans. Zhou Hao looked at the machine race expert and his expression turned ugly. He did not know how powerful this thing was, but the machine race had always had powerful technology. Perhaps this thing could really be effective. The foreign race's morale was greatly improved, but when the humans saw this, they became disheartened. When Bai Zhenhai saw this, he could no longer sit still. He did not care about breaking the agreement. He took a step forward and appeared in the air, his powerful cultivation instantly erupting. Die! As soon as Bai Zhenhai appeared, he held a long saber in his hand that was terrifyingly sharp. As soon as he attacked, he instantly tore through the sky and transformed into a flowing light. As a fifth-grade Heaven Realm expert, he was incomparably powerful. In a situation where the Heaven Realm expert's strength were usually concealed, such combat strength was not something that anyone could see through. However, the moment Bai Zhenhai appeared, an invisible ripple appeared in the air. A huge hand stretched out from the void and grabbed the towering saber. Bai Zhenhai, are you unable to sit still? A faint laughter sounded, and then a huge python crawled out from the spatial rift. Although it was a python, it had horns on its head and a foot below its body. It was clearly showing signs of transforming into a flood dragon. Seeing this ferocious beast, everyone gasped. Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon. It's actually the Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon. I didn't expect it to be hidden here. Looks like the foreign races have made thorough preparations this time. This huge python coiled in the air. Its huge eyes were dim yellow like the eyes of a dead person, but the coldness it emitted made everyone shudder. Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon. A true expert of the foreign races. It was said that the Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon was only a huge snake in the desert. However, for some reason, it had found a way to break through its bloodline and was actually showing signs of transforming into a flood dragon. The Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon was different from the Dark Night King. The Dark Night King could only reach the Heaven Realm because of its extraordinary bloodline. It relied on the strength of its race. However, the Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon was different. His strength had all been obtained step by step. For such an enemy to be able to reach his current state, it was almost guaranteed for it to have a ruthless personality. For the Mutated Beast Alliance to send him here, it could be seen how much importance they placed on the seventh spatial rift. Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon, it's actually you. Bai Zhenhai's expression darkened on the spot. He knew the standard of the Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon. He was no match for it in a one-on-one battle. This time, your seventh spatial rift won't be able to escape. Bai Zhenhai, if you still don't leave, don't blame me for killing you. The Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon snorted coldly. Energy waves surged and suppressed an area. Bai Zhenhai's expression was extremely ugly. At this moment, the machine race expert was still holding the iron ball and was prepared to start installing it to release the virus. Bai Zhenhai had no choice. He was blocked by the Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon, and the other quasi-heaven realm experts were also helpless. The mutated beasts' bodies were like a solid barrier between them and the tower, unable to be crossed. This scene made everyone's hearts turn ashen. They watched as the machine race expert slowly walked into the tower, revealing grief. They knew that they had lost this battle. They had lost without any hope. The machine race had arrived, and so had the Heaven Realm experts. At this moment, they had already become irreversible. Everyone felt that they would definitely lose today. But at this moment, a spear light streaked past. Lightning filled the sky, and it let out a cry in the air. It turned into a silver beam and rushed over. That aura advanced courageously and directly killed two quasi-heaven realm beasts before heading straight for the machine race expert. This person was none other than Zhou Hao. He would not give up, let alone flee. As a human of planet Earth, how could he give up so easily? Moreover, as long as there was a chance, Zhou Hao would not give up. It's President Zhou. President Zhou hasn't given up. That's right. President Zhou hasn't given up. They were all shocked and did not dare to believe that President Zhou was still as valiant and invincible as before. This attitude shocked them. Even the machine race expert was the same. Zhou Hao's movements were too fast, and the wasteland barbaric flood dragon was almost busy with Bai Zhenhai. Moreover, when the other mutated beasts saw Zhou Hao's strength, they were all shocked as Zhou Hao fought his way through them. However, although the mutated beasts could not stop him in time, the machine race expert also did not need their help. With a bang, the powerful quasi-heaven realm aura exploded with a bang, and an invisible wave spread out from his body. He stretched out an arm that emitted cracking sounds and it instantly became a shield. It was covered in runes and had endless resistance. As for Zhou Hao's powerful spear, it directly slashed onto the shield. A bang immediately sounded. The stone slab under the machine race expert's feet collapsed with a bang. The ground within 3 feet of its body trembled, but the expert still raised his arm and blocked Zhou Hao's attack. President Zhou, you are indeed worthy of being called the number 1 among the human quasi-heaven realm experts. The machine race member let out a stiff and wooden voice. However, its strength shocked everyone. Even Zhou Hao did not expect his attack to be blocked. However, you guys can't handle the 7th spatial rift anymore. There's only death waiting for you. President Zhou, if you decide to serve the mutated beast army, I can spare your life. The machine race member spoke directly. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhou Hao laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, what a joke! As a mighty human warrior, how can I work together with you mutated beasts? Although we might not be able to handle the 7th spatial rift, what I want to tell you is that you mutated beasts can forget about obtaining the 7th spatial rift so easily. Although we will die, as human warriors, we will never die without putting up a fight. As warriors, how can we be afraid of death? For the sake of the humans of planet Earth and the citizens of planet Earth, we will not retreat even if we are beheaded. Because we're humans. Chapter 362, Do You Dare? Because we're humans. His words were like a raging fire that instantly lit up everything. When everyone heard this, they felt a force erupt from their bodies. That was the pride of humanity. That was the unruly nature of the human race. Why would a human warrior fear death? Behind them were millions of citizens of the human race. So what if they died if it meant that they could protect the others? Even if they did not want to die, could they still survive in this situation? They would definitely die either way. Since death was inevitable, why did he have to be so cowardly? Why did he have to be afraid? Moreover, at this moment, President Zhou was fighting so many quasi-heaven realm beasts alone. As someone so powerful, why should he retreat? Zhou Hao did not speak for long, but his words contained endless strength. Bai Zhenhai laughed loudly, and the aura on his body became even more domineering and powerful. He opened his mouth wide. Ha ha ha, that's right. Why should the warriors of our human race fear death? Come, foreign race brat, I want to see how powerful your virus is. Bai Zhenhai waved his arm, and the aura of the human cultivators soared. Ha ha ha, that's right. Why should the warriors of our human race fear death? What's there to be afraid of? At most, I'll just suffer a bit. After 20 years, I'll be fine again. That's right. Even if we die, we'll drag a few of them down with us. Charge! The human cultivators immediately became excited. Their gloominess from before was swept away. That aura even caused the expression of the wasteland barbaric flood dragon in the sky to change. After fighting the human warriors for so many years, this was the first time he had seen them so excited. Not once did the human race ever act like this. Although they also resisted desperately, the difference was huge. This time, their auras were especially powerful, and they even had the feeling that they were not afraid of death. It was as if they still wanted to fight despite knowing that they would die. If they were not afraid of death, was there a need to say anything about how fearsome their strength was? It was definitely not something ordinary beings could resist. The battlefield instantly lit up again, suppressing the momentum of the foreign races just now. However, that machine race expert was still cold. He was not born with intelligence, but had been nurtured instead. In his dictionary, there was no fear or fear. He was just a killing machine. Therefore, he was still not afraid even when facing the current aura of the human race. Even after witnessing the change in the humans, he still placed the black ball on the tower without hesitation. When Zhou Hao saw this, his expression changed and he was about to stop the other party. However, the wasteland barbaric flood dragon also reacted. Bastard, what are you guys looking at? Hurry up and stop him. If he disrupts this operation, I'll throw you guys into purgatory. The wasteland barbaric flood dragon immediately roared. Its voice woke up a few quasi-heaven realm beasts. They saw Zhou Hao rush over and directly blocked him. After all, these were quasi-heaven realm beasts, and Zhou Hao could not turn a blind eye to them. At this moment, the machine race expert had already pressed the black virus directly onto the tower. Immediately, an invisible wave of light spread out, immediately forming a light barrier in this space. Inside the light barrier, it was as black as ink, and a rich aura spread out. With a stench and a disgusting aura, it exploded. In an instant, it filled the entire spatial rift. When everyone sensed this black aura, their expressions suddenly changed. They instantly felt the blood essence in their bodies being suppressed. Not only that, but their faces also began to turn green. Clearly, they had been infected. Not good. Bai Zhenhai's expression changed drastically. He directly sent essence energy into his body to block this aura. Although this aura was very powerful, Bai Zhenhai was immediately shocked when he discovered that this thing could actually be resisted by essence energy. He was just about to get all the cultivators to use their essence energy to resist when he suddenly realized something. Essence energy could only be used by quasi-heaven realm and heaven realm experts. Even quasi-heaven realm experts with slightly weaker strength were unable to use essence energy. This thing was not targeted at quasi-heaven realm and above, but was specially targeted at ordinary martial artists. Zhou Hao also sensed that the gas was instantly consumed by his essence energy when it entered his body. It was unable to cause any damage. However, the other martial artists were unable to avoid it. They want to directly kill the ordinary human martial artists. Even if the high-level experts are still around, it's useless if all the ordinary martial artists are killed. The seventh spatial rift will still be occupied. Zhou Hao understood everything and his expression turned ugly. He was burning with anxiety. At this moment, the wasteland barbaric flood dragon also recovered and laughed. Bai Zhenhai, you don't have to try anymore. This thing is useless to you, but it is lethal against ordinary martial artists. Of course, we hope to be able to deal with you. However, since those at your level are protected by essence, it's really too difficult. But dealing with them is still easy. This time, your seventh spatial rift has been completely defeated. As soon as he finished speaking, the wasteland barbaric flood dragon immediately shouted, "Kill!" When the mutated beasts saw that the humans had been infected, they directly rushed over. The humans were already at a disadvantage. Now that they had been infected, they could only counterattack. In an instant, the mutated beasts took the initiative in the battlefield. They were very powerful. Not only that, but the spatial rift on the ground opened up, and countless mutated beasts appeared from the ground. It was obvious that the other party was trying to take advantage of the situation. They did not want to give the humans any chance to resist. Seeing this, everyone's expressions darkened. They were already infected, so the aura in their bodies was instantly suppressed. Their combat strength was directly reduced by half. Moreover, the mutated beasts had sent out an army. This immediately multiplied the pressure on the humans. Seeing this, Zhou Hao was completely anxious. Once the human warriors were defeated, the seventh spatial rift would completely fall. Zhou Hao's body moved and he directly retreated. This time, he did not continue to fight. Instead, he transformed into an endless saber beam that directly blocked the two armies, forming a barrier. At the same time, he looked at Bai Zhenhai and immediately transmitted his divine sense. "Heavenly King Bai, do you have a solution?" Bai Zhenhai was also incomparably anxious, and his expression was gloomy. The moment this supermolecular virus appeared, the combat strength of the human warriors decreased by half. Even he was helpless. In this situation, unless reinforcements arrived, the seventh spatial rift was basically finished. However, no one was able to increase their numbers at this moment. Since the foreign races had put in so much effort, it must mean that the other spatial rifts were definitely also in chaos. They would take the opportunity to implicate all the human warriors and buy time for the seventh spatial rift. In this way, it was really over. Seeing that Bai Zhenhai was speechless, Zhou Hao's heart also sank. However, right at this moment, Murong Sun spoke indifferently. "Zhou Hao, if you want to save the humans, I have an idea. I wonder if you dare to try it." Chapter 363, Genesis Rune Charms. When Zhou Hao heard this, his expression immediately changed and he could not help but ask, "What's your solution?" Murong Sun sneered. "I'm an expert at the heaven realm after all. Of course I have a way, but I'm afraid you won't dare to use it." Zhou Hao frowned. There was nothing he could do now. At the very least, he couldn't think of anything. Although Bai Zhenhai was a heaven realm expert, with the wasteland barbaric flood dragon around, he was simply unable to help the human martial artists. The wasteland's barbaric flood dragon was already powerful. It was already difficult for Bai Zhenhai to deal with it, let alone help others. The dozen or so quasi-heaven realm experts including him were also unable to provide support. Under the lead of the golden armor alligator turtle, if he were to go ahead and kill a few more mutated beasts, the human race would be finished. They had made sufficient preparations this time and mobilized the foreign race army. With the existence of the virus, it was only a matter of time before the human martial artists were killed. Now, what they lacked was time. Thinking of this, Zhou Hao immediately said, "Tell me, what's the solution?" Murong Sun smiled lightly, his eyes carrying a strange expression as he slowly spat out 3 words. "Genesis Rune Charm." "Genesis Rune Charm." Zhou Hao cried out in surprise. His understanding of Genesis runes was still limited to the Genesis Rune introductory book. Although this thing was very extraordinary, Murong Sun had said that the Genesis runes was the reason why he had been pursued by the Green Cloud Division. At that time, he did not think too much about it or care too much. However, now that he heard Murong Sun say this and thought of what he had said before, Zhou Hao was instantly curious. Zhou Hao could not help but ask, "You once said that you were pursued because of the Genesis rune, I didn't ask why. Can you tell me now why?" "There are too many things for me to say. I don't mind telling you, but do you think these people will survive until then?" After Murong Sun finished speaking, Zhou Hao's expression had already turned ugly. Now that the battlefield had already begun, there was indeed not much time left for him. However, although Murongsun was controlled by him, Zhou Hao still could not be sure if he was friend or foe. However, he had no other choice. "All right, what should I do?" Zhou Hao said directly. "It's very simple. You can use the Genesis Rune charm to imprison and strip away the virus to save the human race. To a Genesis Rune master, it will only take the blink of an eye. This cultivation technique involves the source of the Genesis Rune. With your talent, you will definitely be able to use it after you absorb it." Murongsun smiled and extracted a white crystal ball from his soul before handing it to Zhou Hao. He said it very casually, but Zhou Hao kept feeling that he was up to no good. Zhou Hao hesitated as he looked at the Genesis Rune source. "I know you're hesitating, but don't worry. I don't intend to harm you. After all, I can't occupy your body now. Secondly, I don't want to die yet. The situation in the 7th spatial rift is getting more and more intense. I think not to mention you, even Bai Zhenhai might die." Murongsun was right. In order to occupy the 7th spatial rift, the mutated beasts could be said to have put in a lot of effort. They had even used some hidden trump cards. The ground trembled, and many mutated beasts continued to crawl out of the spatial rift. The commotion was shocking. "Let's go all out." Zhou Hao gritted his teeth and directly absorbed the white crystal ball. In an instant, the Genesis Rune cultivation technique was reflected in Zhou Hao's head. Without any hesitation, he immediately checked his compatibility score. In an instant, his compatibility score reached 80%. This scene shocked Murongsun. He had not expected Zhou Hao to instantly reach such a compatibility level after absorbing his Genesis Rune source. Zhou Hao also sensed an ancient power through the Genesis Rune. This power was extremely deep and mysterious. At the same time, Zhou Hao seemed to sense a pair of eyes looking at him. That feeling was as if he had been targeted by someone. It was cold and carried thoughts that he could not understand. It made his scalp turn numb and his back turned cold. "Quick, control the runes to imprison the virus." Murongsun immediately spoke, but Zhou Hao did not have the time to think about why he would have such a reaction after the source of the Genesis Rune entered his body. However, the battle was currently intense, so he still directly attacked. Using the Genesis Rune in his mind was as easy as waving an arm or a finger. The cultivation technique was directly 80% compatible, making it very easy to use. Zhou Hao stretched out his hand. Immediately, the void trembled, and countless ancient words appeared. No one recognized these words. They appeared in the void with an ancient strength, as if they belonged to the void and this world. As the runes appeared, Zhou Hao's control of this world became even clearer. He could clearly sense the auras of all the humans in the void. He could even sense this virus. The Genesis Rune symbol has appeared. Condense space and seize the virus. You only have a few minutes. After doing this, run. If you're late you'll definitely die. Murongsun's voice was very anxious and almost shouted out. Zhou Hao could also sense a danger slowly approaching. He did not know what was going on, but it was more important for him to focus on the task at hand. Zhou Hao directly attacked. Countless runes were imprisoned in the air, and a strange force erupted, directly condensing around the 7th spatial rift. Everyone was shocked. Looking at the countless runes above their heads, they were all stunned. The weak martial artists did not understand what this was at all. However, Bai Zhenhai understood, and so did some quasi-heaven realm martial artists. Their expressions immediately changed drastically as they exclaimed, "Genesis Rune Forbidden Technique!" Zhou Hao naturally heard it too, but he ignored it. Instead, his body soared into the sky, and lotuses bloomed under his feet, transforming into countless runes. He waved his hand and shouted, "Strip!" This word was like an imperial decree. Countless runes burst out from Zhou Hao in the void. In the next second, a huge ancient symbol condensed in the air. As soon as this symbol appeared, be it the virus particles in the air or the virus particles in the human martial artist's body, they trembled violently. As if they had been ordered, they were directly dispelled and absorbed by the symbol in the sky. This scene made everyone widen their eyes. Even the wasteland barbaric flood dragon was stunned. However, the shock and fear in the enemy's eyes were even greater. This is the power of Genesis runes. The power of sin. After Zhou Hao did all of this, the essence energy in his body was instantly exhausted. The sense of danger became even clearer, but he still turned around and clenched his fist. With a clench, countless runes continued to surge and land on the tower. Even the machine race experts and the quasi-heaven realm beasts guarding the tower were imprisoned. Destroy! Zhou Hao shouted another word. Blood flowed from his 7 apertures as his entire body trembled. However, in the next second, that space, along with the tower and the mutated beasts, was directly obliterated. It was also at this moment that a huge spatial rift suddenly appeared in the sky, and a large hand grabbed fiercely at Zhou Hao. However, after doing this, Zhou Hao used all his strength to use the Golden Crow escape technique and directly disappeared from his spot. Chapter 364, Problem. The huge hand landed with a bang, leaving a huge palm print on the ground. However, the hand still missed. A furious roar sounded in the void before it gradually disappeared. Everyone was shocked. Not just the humans, but also the mutated beasts. At this moment, everyone forgot to fight. The weaker warriors were shocked by the huge hand that stretched out from the sky. However, those experts were shocked by the Genesis rune President Zhou had just used. Their gazes were filled with fear, confusion. In short, they were incomparably complicated. How could this be? Why would President Zhou know how to use the power of the Genesis rune? The one who asked this question was Bai Ling Long. Her pretty face was pale, as if something bad had happened. Even her delicate figure couldn't help but tremble. Even Bai Zhenhai muttered to himself, his words revealing an unfathomable meaning. Genesis rune, such a powerful Genesis rune, could it be that another traitor is about to appear in our human race? The wasteland barbaric flood dragon snorted coldly. Bai Zhenhai, I want an explanation from your human race. If you can't, our foreign races won't let this matter rest. After saying this, it immediately disappeared into the void as if it was afraid. The golden armor alligator turtle and the others were the same. They fell to the ground and instantly disappeared. The mutated beasts were the same. It was as if the undispersed Genesis rune power in the sky was the end of all evil. It made them afraid, made them panic, and made them not dare to stay on this land. When the human warriors saw this scene, they heaved a sigh of relief. The virus in their bodies had been cut off, and the tower had also been destroyed. Several quasi-heaven realm beasts had also been destroyed. They became excited and shouted. We won, we won! Haha, that's great! We won! President Zhou is invincible, President Zhou is invincible! I didn't expect President Zhou to be so powerful. He shattered the tower in a single move and destroyed several quasi-heaven realm beasts. Haha, our human race is indeed magnificent. With an expert like President Zhou, we will definitely win. Although the human warriors were excited, those quasi-heaven realm experts could not be happy. They arrived beside Bai Zhenhai and hurriedly asked. Heavenly King Bai, what should we do? What should we do? The power of the Genesis runes has returned again. That's right, Heavenly King Bai, that President Zhou actually knows this power. What should we do? He still saved all of our lives. Will the higher UPS blame us? They could not help but speak. Their voices were uncertain, puzzled, and even worried. Bai Zhenhai took a deep breath and slowly exhaled with a bitter smile. This matter is not up to me to decide. It's true that President Zhou saved us, but anyone who controls that power will become the enemy of the humans. As soon as his words fell, these quasi-heaven realm experts all fell silent. They understood how horrifying and terrifying that power was. Most importantly, this power should not have belonged to humans or mutated beasts. It should not have appeared in the world. Just wait. Soon, the higher UPS will give the order to capture President Zhou. Bai Zhenhai sighed. He blamed himself very much. President Zhou was the one who had saved them, but he had no choice but to give this order. This was because he knew what the higher UPS would decide. Do we really have to capture President Zhou? He saved us. Bai Linglong bit her red lip and said directly. I know. Bai Zhenhai sighed. Although I'm not very familiar with President Zhou, I believe that he will definitely not betray our human race. Definitely not. Bai Linglong spoke directly with determination in her eyes. Yes, everyone thinks so too, but Bai Linglong, let's put this matter aside. You should still bring your students back to the 13th training base. Just pretend that you don't know about this. Bai Zhenhai said. Bai Linglong wanted to say something, but she suddenly thought of someone. Zhou Hao. Many people knew that Zhou Hao's master was President Zhou. Perhaps, this person knew something. Therefore, thinking of this, she did not hesitate to go to the training camp. At this moment, Zhou Hao appeared in the training camp and in his room. He changed his clothes and suddenly spat out blood, his aura instantly weakening. Damn, the strength of this Genesis rune is so powerful. Not only did it drain my essence energy, but it even took away 1/10 of my blood essence. Zhou Hao was extremely depressed. At this moment, he did not have the time to say anything. He hurriedly took out his energy bar and ancestral stone and began to absorb and heal. Fortunately, Zhou Hao's physique was abnormal. Although he was severely injured, he still mostly recovered after absorbing dozens of energy bars and more than 10 essence energy ancestral stones. Zhou Hao slowly opened his eyes. He immediately pulled out Murongsun's soul. A cold light was placed between his eyebrows. With just a thought, Murongsun would instantly die and his soul would be destroyed. You want to kill me? I helped you save so many human martial artists. Although Murongsun said this, he was not worried at all because he knew that Zhou Hao would not kill him. After all, Zhou Hao still had many questions he wanted answered. Why was the Genesis rune so burdensome? Why was the Genesis rune so powerful? Why would the Genesis rune attract the huge hand in the sky? He also wanted to know why the humans and mutated beast experts had such expressions when they saw the Genesis rune. He knew that Zhou Hao definitely had many questions, and only he could answer them. Humph, Murongsun, what are you planning? You made me study Genesis runes and almost killed me. Zhou Hao snorted. At this moment, he realized that he had probably been tricked. Zhou Hao, do you think I lied to you and even manipulated you? Murongsun smiled and said directly. Zhou Hao did not speak, but the meaning in his cold eyes was obvious. You, I knew you would think this way. Actually, I can tell you the truth. The power of Genesis runes is a joint agreement between the mutated beasts and humans. Neither party is allowed to cultivate the Genesis runes, this is a prohibition that no one is allowed to disobey. Any martial artist who learns the Genesis runes must die. No matter who you are or where you live, as long as you involve yourself with the Genesis rune, you will be the common enemy of humans and mutated beasts. There's nothing reasonable about this. That's why I asked you if you dare to use it. That's why I also told you that you have to run after using a Genesis rune. Not only do the mutated beasts and humans want to kill you, but those ancient fellows also want you dead. Chapter 365, Secret. Basically, Murongsun was saying that Zhou Hao would definitely die. Zhou Hao's expression immediately changed. He was not a narrow-minded person. At this moment, he understood Murongsun's words and retracted his imprisoning power with a solemn expression. He also did not regret becoming a human warrior. He was only curious as to why someone who learned the Genesis runes had to die. What was the connection? Murongsun, tell me in detail what happened. Zhou Hao said directly. Murongsun took a deep breath and said. Actually, I didn't investigate this matter clearly either. The reason why I was able to obtain the power of the Genesis Rune was because I obtained it in a forbidden area where the source of the Genesis Rune was located. Similarly, I left behind an encrypted document that stored information. After I deciphered it, I learned an extremely ancient story. It's said that there were Genesis runes at the beginning of the global change. This technique was powerful and was ranked first in the world. At that time, the leader of the human race was a powerful martial artist who had learned Genesis runes and ruled the entire human race. At that time, the foreign races were still the same as they are now. They wanted to invade the human race's land and there would be endless war. However, with that person around, the foreign races didn't dare to appear in the spatial rifts. The spatial rifts are also under the jurisdiction of the human race. But for some reason, the human martial artist who learned the Genesis rune suddenly had a drastic change in personality. He slaughtered more than half of the martial artists and even most of the mutated beasts. He wanted to end everything and make the world void of martial artists. When Murongsun said this, Zhou Hao was immediately stunned. He wanted to kill all the martial artists? To make the world void of martial artists? That's right. I don't know the exact reason, but this was what was written in the document. The document also stated that the power of the Genesis rune does not belong to this world and that there is a huge reason behind the global mutation. It also claims that that person wants to kill all the martial artists to save the world. Murongsun's words were very contradictory, and Zhou Hao was even more confused. Kill all the martial artists to save the world? Are you joking? Zhou Hao could not help but ask. I'm not joking. That's what was recorded in the information. It also said that those who learn some Genesis runes will have a chance to learn the truth. When they do, they will make the same decision. Because only then can they save the world. Zhou Hao was very surprised when he heard Murongsun's words. He did not understand what they meant. Later on, the powerful martial artist who studied Genesis runes was ultimately unable to do anything. After slaughtering most of the martial artists, he could not bear to part with them and broke through the void, leaving for 3 years. 3 years later, a spatial rift appeared and his corpse fell from the void. No one knew what happened, but he was already dead. From then on, Genesis runes were classified as a forbidden technique. Mutated beasts and humans also had this agreement. Anyone who studied Genesis runes would become a public enemy. At this point, Murongsun did not speak anymore. However, Zhou Hao still had more questions to ask. As a human martial artist, if this person had the ability to kill so many people, why did he have to kill all the martial artists instead of annihilating the foreign races? Why would he do such a thing when he said that he wanted to save the world? Also, where had he been for the past 3 years? Zhou Hao had more questions. Zhou Hao looked at Murongsun and asked, Murongsun, in that case, why did you cultivate this Genesis rune? Could it be that you understand this secret? Me? I don't believe this news, but I have to say that Genesis runes are indeed powerful. Therefore, I naturally have to learn it. It's just that the Green Cloud Division found out about this and I ended up getting hunted down. Murongsun sighed. During this period, I also thought of ways to find the truth, but I still couldn't find anything. However, I know that this strength is indeed powerful. And I've also sensed the huge hand that attacked you today before. I don't know if it's a human, a mutated beast, or if it doesn't belong to this world. After Murongsun finished speaking, Zhou Hao was even more shocked. Not from this world? What do you mean? Zhou Hao immediately asked. I'm just guessing. Back then, as an expert of the heaven realm, I knew a lot of secrets. Be it us human martial artists or mutated beasts, none of us had that kind of power. Therefore, I suspect that the owner of that huge hand does not belong to this world. The words Murongsun said to Zhou Hao today simply subverted Zhou Hao's values. He did not dare to believe it, and after hearing it, his head was even filled with confusion. This matter happened a long time ago, so long that it happened before the global mutation even occurred. I even suspect that the history we currently know about is completely false. However, I can confirm one thing. There are no traces of this Genesis Rune Master. There is no news of him in the human race. I suspect that everything about him has been wiped out. Zhou Hao still believed Murongsun's words. After all, there was no need for him to lie to him. Moreover, as an expert of the heaven realm, Murongsun was probably just curious back then. As a high-level expert, he had the ability to investigate related secrets. However, since there was still no Genesis Rune Master, he naturally had his suspicions. Perhaps it has really been wiped out. Zhou Hao sighed. After hearing Murongsun say so much, he became even more confused. Now that I'm President Zhou, I can't easily show my face because of the Genesis Rune matter. What should I do? Zhou Hao sighed. He still wanted to kill mutated beasts to exchange for luck points and reduce the pressure on the front line. You killed 7 to 8 quasi-heaven realm beasts today and relieved a lot of pressure on the human martial artists. However, you might have also caused a lot of trouble. Murongsun smiled and couldn't help but say. Zhou Hao knew that as a human, he had cultivated a Genesis rune. The foreign races would not let this matter rest. However, at this moment, he couldn't care less. According to Murongsun, he was probably being targeted by everyone. Be it humans or mutated beasts, they would all want to take his life. You don't have to worry too much. I've experienced these things in the past. You're smarter than me. Until now, no one has seen your appearance. Therefore, you can still show your current identity to others. Unlike me, back then, I was like a rat that ran across the street, hiding everywhere. Murongsun smiled lightly and was not worried at all. Zhou Hao rolled his eyes and thought to himself that this Murongsun really knew how to comfort people. But at this moment, Zhou Hao felt a powerful aura approach. His expression changed, and he thought that someone had realized that he was President Zhou. Just as he was about to run, Bai Linglong's voice sounded. Zhou Hao, it's Instructor Bai. I have something I need to ask you. Chapter 366, Probing. Zhou Hao's originally nervous expression finally relaxed. However, his expression still changed. It was still problematic for Bai Linglong to come and find him. This was because although the fact that he was President Zhou's disciple was not publicized, many people still knew. She must have come because of the matter at the 7th spatial rift. Thinking of this, Zhou Hao took a deep breath and prepared to ask. Opening the door, Zhou Hao saw Bai Linglong, who was covered in sweat. She was wearing tight armor, showing off her sexy body vividly. At this moment, because she was nervous or some other reason, her pretty face was red. Seeing her like this, Zhou Hao couldn't help but think of the matter between the two of them in the abyss of sin and immediately felt a little awkward. Bai Linglong did not know about Zhou Hao's thoughts at all. She did not treat Zhou Hao as President Zhou at all and only as her student. Seeing Zhou Hao open the door, she hurriedly walked into the room and waved her hand. She used her essence energy to set up a barrier and said directly. Zhou Hao, where's your master? This question made Zhou Hao understand that she was indeed here to ask about that matter. My master? Are you talking about President Zhou? Zhou Hao began to act. Bai Linglong immediately nodded and hurriedly said, Can you contact your master? Zhou Hao coughed dryly and shook his head. My master is elusive. It's not easy for me to find him. He's the one who approaches me every time. Instructor Bai, what happened? Or, is there something you want to tell me? After Zhou Hao finished speaking, Bai Linglong immediately revealed a disappointed expression, but she still recovered. It's nothing much. It's just that I want to ask him to help out in the 7th spatial rift. Is that so? My master is very powerful and is especially good. To be honest, Instructor Bai, I admire my master the most. As a human warrior, he saved countless human warriors on the bloody battlefield and slaughtered mutated beasts like a dog. Hehe, if only I were that powerful. Zhou Hao said this deliberately because he wanted to see Bai Linglong's reaction. Indeed, upon hearing this, Bai Linglong's expression changed slightly. Although it was only for a moment, Zhou Hao still sensed it. Bai Linglong glanced at Zhou Hao and pretended to be relaxed. Indeed, your master is loved and respected by many martial artists. They all admire your master very much. By the way, Zhou Hao, I want to ask you a question. You have to answer me truthfully and not lie to me. Moreover, you have to promise me that you won't tell anyone about this in the future. When Zhou Hao heard this, he knew that the key question was about to be asked. He smiled and said, Instructor Bai, if there's anything, just ask. I'll definitely tell you everything I know. Bai Linglong nodded and asked, Did your master tell you that he knows a Genesis rune? Genesis rune? What's that? I've never heard my master mention it. Zhou Hao's expression did not change, nor did he hesitate. Bai Linglong had been paying attention to Zhou Hao's expression since the beginning. As long as Zhou Hao made any subtle expression changes after hearing about the Genesis rune, it would not escape her eyes. However, to her disappointment, Zhou Hao acted very indifferent. He seemed as if he really did not know. Oh, never mind then. Bai Linglong was somewhat disappointed. She thought that Zhou Hao would know something. With that said, Bai Linglong was about to leave, but Zhou Hao stopped her. Instructor Bai, what happened? Did something happen to my master? Zhou Hao was still acting and appeared very nervous. Instructor Bai, you don't have to lie to me. I can tell from your expression that something must have happened to my master. Tell me, is my master injured? Zhou Hao took the initiative and asked, Since you're unwilling to tell me, I'll ask. Hearing Zhou Hao's words, Bai Linglong's gaze turned evasive as she said indifferently, No, your master is so powerful. How could he be injured? Instructor Bai, I think you're lying to me. I can sense that you're lying from your eyes. Tell me quickly what's wrong with my master. He's so good to me and even taught me cultivation techniques. I have the right to know what's wrong with him. Zhou Hao's attitude was firm. At the same time, he pretended to be very worried and anxious. Bai Linglong sighed in her heart. In her eyes, Zhou Hao seemed like a good child and was so nervous about President Zhou. However, she couldn't tell him everything. President Zhou is missing. We're all looking for him, but you don't have to worry. President Zhou is not dead. We can detect that he's still alive. Bai Linglong did not know what to say and could only say this. Zhou Hao blinked. He did not expect Bai Linglong to be so good at lying. What did she mean by missing? He was only missing because they wanted to kill him. Missing? Could my master have been captured by the mutated beasts? The mutated beasts hate my master to the core. After all, my master has killed too many mutated beast experts for the human race. He's a good person and a heroic warrior of the human race. Instructor Bai, you have to save my master. Zhou Hao pretended to be very nervous and said directly. Bai Linglong sighed. I know. Your master is a good person. Don't worry, we'll try our best to find him. Alright, get ready. We'll return to the training base tomorrow. With that said, Bai Linglong left. Although Zhou Hao did not ask anything, judging from Bai Linglong's anxious expression, Zhou Hao knew that she definitely did not believe that he was a bad person. However, it was useless for her to not believe it. After all, none of the higher UPS would believe him. After all, history had provided enough evidence. They would not allow a second Genesis rune master to wipe out all the martial artists. Sigh, I didn't get anything from her. Zhou Hao sighed. Of course. Although she's a quasi-heaven realm expert and the Bai family is a respected general and a pillar of the human race, she still doesn't have the authority to know about this, Murongsun could not help but say. Zhou Hao naturally knew. He had never expected to learn a huge secret from Bai Linglong. Even if Bai Linglong knew, she wouldn't tell him. What Zhou Hao wanted to know was her attitude. If Bai Linglong did not think that she was a bad person, then there would definitely be people among the human warriors who thought the same. That was enough for him. Zhou Hao could only let this matter go like this. He sighed and did not have any ideas. Then, he lay on the bed and opened the Heaven Dao software. Just as he entered, he opened his mouth. After killing so many quasi-heaven realm beasts, his luck points had already reached close to 1 billion. Behind the luck points was a string of words that made him excited. The blessing of the Queen of Luck. This time, it was not Lady Luck. It was the Queen of Luck. Zhou Hao was immediately excited. With such luck points, didn't it mean that he could get anything he wanted? However, this time, his gaze was not only focused on the Platinum Mystery Box, but also the Diamond Mystery Box. Chapter 367, Crazy. Zhou Hao stared at the Diamond Mystery Box. It was not only because the reward for the Diamond Mystery Box was high, but because only by becoming a Diamond user would one become a high-level user of the Heaven Dao software. Although there was only a word difference between a high-level and intermediate-level user, it had to be said that there was a world of difference. However, the number of Heaven Dao coins needed to advance from Platinum to Diamond was simply an astronomical figure. This number was not something ordinary people could afford at all. It was really too much. Zhou Hao looked at the string of numbers he needed and stopped in his tracks. He needed more than 1 trillion Heaven Dao coins. Zhou Hao immediately fell silent. He looked at his bag and realized that he could only exchange for hundreds of billions of Heaven Dao coins. Moreover, he had been crazily buying gifts recently and was still lacking 2 trillion Heaven Dao coins to open the mystery box. What should he do to get this much money? The fastest way was naturally to kill beasts and sell them. Unfortunately, he could no longer use his status as President Zhou. First of all, the cooperation with Heavenly King Zhu was unable to continue. Moreover, was he supposed to use another identity to kill quasi-heaven realm beasts and sell the corpses of mutated beasts? Although this idea was unrealistic, Zhou Hao had no other choice. But at this moment, his gaze landed on the shop on the Heaven Dao software. Zhou Hao knew that only by obtaining 100 rare-level treasures would he be able to open the shop. And the rare-level treasures he had obtained only numbered in the dozens. Should he activate this shop? Zhou Hao was very curious about what was in this shop. If there was anything that could help him, wouldn't he make a killing? Moreover, this Heaven Dao software had never disappointed him. He was certain that there must also be something special about this shop. Thinking of this, Zhou Hao did not say a word and prepared to start bombarding the Heaven Dao software. And when Zhou Hao appeared in the software, countless people crazily tagged him. "I'm just an ordinary person. Big shot, are you busy today or are you opening mystery boxes? I'm just an ordinary person. That's right, big shot. You haven't been in the live stream or the mystery box area recently. We're all so lonely without you. That's right. Everyone here misses you. What is the big shot planning to do today? I'm just an ordinary person." Zhou Hao smiled and replied with 2 words. The shop. As soon as he said this, it was like a heavyweight bomb had dropped, raising the spirits of countless users of the Heaven Dao software. Damn, the shop. Is the big shot planning to open the mystery box and open the shop? You need 100 rare-level treasures. How ridiculous. Who do you think this is? This is the big shot. That's right. The big shot is simply unpredictable when it comes to opening the mystery box. I'm just an ordinary person. Big shot, let's begin. Let us be dominated by rare-level treasures. Seeing them like this, Zhou Hao also smiled. He directly emptied his wealth and exchanged for billions of Heaven Dao coins before starting the draw. Countless white mystery boxes landed in Zhou Hao's backpack. Without hesitation, Zhou Hao began to open the mystery boxes crazily. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a high-level item Dragon Horn Fragment. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a high-level item Pero Blood Essence. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a high-level item King's Ring. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Angel's Sigh. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Square World. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Spirit Explosion Sword. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Reincarnation Pill. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. In an instant, the public chat was occupied by Zhou Hao. Everyone watched this scene and went crazy. Damn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there are a total of 15 rare level treasures. Heavens, and I'm just an ordinary big shot. You're too ruthless. How many mystery boxes are you opening? He's getting so many rare level items. The big shot will definitely be able to unlock the shop today. And I'm just an ordinary person. That's right, big shot. I've seen that reincarnation pill before. What's its use? Can you really be reincarnated with it? They were all extremely shocked and began to tag Zhou Hao crazily, asking many questions. However, Zhou Hao did not have the time to care about them. Instead, he looked at the shop icon. Although it had lit up a little, he still needed a lot more rare level items. He had not finished yet. Therefore, Zhou Hao did not say a word and directly began the second bombardment. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Machine Arm. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Inheritance Silver Wing. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Triple Essence Energy Art. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Million Space Fragment. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Regeneration Art. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Zhou Hao bombarded the Heaven Dao software again, making them even more dumbfounded. Rare treasures appeared one after another on the public chat, making them cry from envy. It could be said that 20 to 30 rare level treasures had appeared at once today. Perhaps in the history of the Heaven Dao software, this was the first time someone got so many treasures in a single day. Even those diamond users jumped out. Damn, and I'm just an ordinary person. This is what a real big shot should be like. Could it be that you'll become the first person to unlock the shop today? First heavens, and I'm just an ordinary person. All the best. We believe in you. And I'm just an ordinary person. Big shot, go ahead. We want to witness this historical scene. We want to see you unlock the shop. Big shot, invincible, powerful big shot. Zhou Hao did not have the time to care about them. Looking at the shop and the luck points he had spent, Zhou Hao knew that the outcome would be decided this time. Zhou Hao did not hesitate and opened all the remaining mystery boxes. With a bang, the entire Heaven Dao software continued to go crazy. Chapter 368, Becoming a Host. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item 3 primordial pill. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Fuxi Bao Fragment. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Earth Fragment. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Spirit Meridian. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining the legendary item Tyrant Dragon Spear Technique. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. The mystery box continued to be opened, and the public chat continued to go crazy. The people from the Heaven Deo software were shocked. They were all looking at this scene. Perhaps they could really witness him unlock the shop today. Zhou Hao was very crazy. He watched as the shop icon lit up and crazily clicked on the mystery box. He had too many treasures on him, so much that Zhou Hao did not have the time to care about them. Instead, he directly threw them into his bag and continued to open the mystery boxes. Fairy Yuling was also frightened. Seeing the scene on the public chat, she did not have the time to live stream and went to the front page to watch this scene in shock. Zhou Hao's hand did not tremble and his expression was calm. He looked at these treasures and suddenly his gaze fell on the legendary cultivation technique. Tyrant Dragon Spear Technique. Zhou Hao was immediately very excited when he saw this cultivation technique. This was because he already had the Black Dragon Spear. If he had the support of the Tyrant Dragon Spear technique, it would definitely be like adding wings to a tiger. However, Zhou Hao still did not have the time to care about it. He continued to open the mystery box. He wanted to unlock the shop today and see what was inside. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Ancient Origin Formation. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. Ding! Congratulations on opening the mystery box and obtaining a rare level item Ling Dong Cultivation Technique. This item has been placed in your backpack. Please take note. The spam messages continued. Everyone fell silent at this moment. They were dumbfounded as they looked at the constantly flashing notification on the public chat. Congratulations, I'm just an ordinary person, for obtaining a rare level item. Congratulations, I'm just an ordinary person. Congratulations. In the end, the speed of the text couldn't even catch up to the speed of the rare level items appearing in the mystery box. Zhou Hao ignored the treasures and stared at the shop. After an unknown period of time, Zhou Hao was already numb. However, at this moment, the entire Heaven Deo software lit up with a golden light. Everyone saw this scene. Then, a line of large words appeared on the public chat. Congratulations to the user. I'm an ordinary person for opening the hidden function of the Heaven Deo software the shop. Congratulations to the user. I'm just an ordinary person for receiving the reward Heaven Deo coins, 5 trillion. Congratulations to all users. The shop function has been updated. All users need to unlock it themselves. 3 lines of notifications quickly appeared. As the Heaven Deo software lit up, everyone was shocked. Heavens, it's been unlocked. The Heaven Deo software has already appeared on the public chat. It must be. The first, how impressive. And I'm just an ordinary person. Big shot, you're too powerful. Although they were shocked, everyone kept sending messages at this moment. Big shot, why don't you open a live stream and let us see what's in this shop? And I'm just an ordinary person. That's right. And I'm just an ordinary person. Big shot, if you want to start the broadcast, I'll definitely send you gifts. And I'm just an ordinary person. That's right, that's right. Big shot, I hope you can satisfy us. You have to do a live broadcast. When Zhou Hao saw this, he did not expect these people to let him do a live broadcast. To be honest, he did have some ideas. After all, his source of Heaven Dao coins had already been cut off. If he started a live broadcast, these people would give him gifts. It would be a good harvest. Thinking of this, Zhou Hao typed a single word on the public chat. Sure. This word made everyone cheer. I'm just an ordinary person. The big shot is mighty. The big shot is great. A big shot is a big shot. He doesn't care either way. I'm just an ordinary person. The big shot is willing to share the shop with us. It really makes me excited. If not for the big shot's live stream, I might never be able to see what's in the shop in my life. They were extremely excited. Zhou Hao was also prepared to start a live broadcast at this moment, but at this moment, Fairy Yu Ling's private message arrived. Big shot, are you really going to start a live stream? Zhou Hao was stunned for a moment and could not help but ask, what's wrong, Fairy Yu Ling? Big shot, I advise you not to start a live stream. As long as you start a live stream, you have to satisfy the time limit. Otherwise, you might violate the rules and get your account banned. Hearing this, Zhou Hao was immediately dumbfounded. He did not have that much time to keep doing live broadcasts. What should I do then? Is there no other way? Zhou Hao could not help but ask. Fairy Yu Ling quickly typed on the chat box. There's other ways. As long as the big shot doesn't sign the contract, you'll be fine. As a free streamer, you can broadcast whenever you want to. If you don't want to broadcast, you can do so as well and no one will restrict you. However, I'm afraid that if you don't sign a contract with the Heaven Dao software, it will very likely restrict your popularity. Fairy Yu Ling was a streamer after all and knew these things very well. Therefore, Zhou Hao still believed her. Moreover, hearing Fairy Yu Ling say this, he was really a little tempted. Then can I still receive gifts? Zhou Hao asked. Of course. However, you have to split it 50-50 with the Heaven Dao software because you didn't sign a contract. If you do sign a contract, you will get 70% instead. That's quite a large difference. No wonder so many streamers signed contracts. However, Zhou Hao did not really want to become a streamer as he still wanted his freedom. He was just trying to share this Heaven Dao software shop feature with everyone. Then I'll be a free streamer. How can I become one? Zhou Hao asked. It's very simple. Open the host page. There's a self-stream button in the upper left corner. After tapping on it, there are two choices. One is to sign a contract, and the other is to be a free streamer. Whether it's the price or the requirements, there will be a detailed introduction. Big shot, you can take a closer look. Fairy Yu Ling spoke at this moment, and Zhou Hao did as she said. Soon, it was time for Zhou Hao to choose to sign the contract or not. Without hesitation, Zhou Hao clicked on no. Then, a notification arrived. Congratulations, I'm just an ordinary person, for becoming an amateur streamer. Chapter 369, Opening the Shop. The moment this news appeared, all the users in the Heaven Dao software exploded. I'm just an ordinary big shot. You're too awesome. I'm just an ordinary big shot. Quickly start the live stream. We want to go in and take a look at them all. Yeah, I'm just an ordinary big shot. Hurry up and start the live stream. We want to take a look. These people crazily tagged Zhou Hao. Zhou Hao also smiled and directly opened the live stream room. Then, he made a live stream room. Although Zhou Hao had been to some live stream rooms, this was the first time he had made one himself. He was a little curious and looked at the page of the live stream. Similarly, it was very simple and did not have many complicated things. There were several functions in the live stream room. One of them was a gift bag. The bag must be used to receive the gifts given by the users. Secondly, there were many live stream options available, such as video broadcast or audio broadcast. The last option was a screen broadcast, which would only share the contents on the screen. This was the choice Zhou Hao wanted the most at this moment. Other than these, there was also the ranking. Zhou Hao's current ranking did not have a number at all. It should be below 1 billion. Only when one's popularity reached a certain level would they have the chance to enter the range of 1 billion, just like Fairy Yuling. However, this ranking took into account two factors. One was popularity, and the other was the value of gifts. In other words, only after summarizing the popularity and gifts would the rankings on the entire Heaven Dao software live stream be calculated. However, there was one word in the upper left corner of Zhou Hao's live stream. Amateur. In other words, Zhou Hao had not signed the contract with the software. Although he could enter the rankings, without signing a contract, he lacked a lot of privileges. Zhou Hao did not care about these privileges. In comparison, he preferred not to be restricted. However, Zhou Hao did not think much of this. He also did not care about his ranking. Other than that, he still did have some streaming privileges. For example, he could kick anyone from the room if he wanted to. He could also join PK fights. Zhou Hao swept his gaze over and did not care. He closed these and opened the screen to share the live stream. Immediately, the image of his Heaven Dao software appeared on the screen very smoothly. This Heaven Dao software was rather strange. The live stream had already opened, and the people in the public chat were still crazily tagging Zhou Hao. Seeing this, Zhou Hao directly typed out his room number in a fair manner. In an instant, more than 100 million users surged into the live stream. In an instant, the popularity of the live stream exploded. Although it did not show how many people had entered, the live stream instantly began to flood with messages. Haha, the big shot has finally started his live stream. Big shot, I'll give you 100 energy bars first. And me, big shot, we can't watch for nothing. I'll buy you gifts now. As they flooded the screen, the gifts also instantly started flooding crazily. Zhou Hao's notification number instantly maxed out. Then, he saw the notifications. Congratulations streamer, I'm just an ordinary person, for receiving 50 energy bars from the Eagle of the Mountains. Congratulations streamer, I'm just an ordinary person. I received 30 energy bars from a primary school student. Congratulations streamer, I'm just an ordinary person. I received 30 rare level energy bars from the old man is not old. Congratulations streamer, I'm just an ordinary person. I received 100 platinum level energy bars from Coca-Cola Not Delicious. Congratulations streamer, I'm just an ordinary person, for receiving 50 energy bars from Fierce Dragon Descends the Mountain. These messages were simply coming one after another. Zhou Hao's eyes were dazzled as his backpack was instantly filled. His ranking also instantly went from being non-existent to 900 million. Immediately after, it increased to 800 million. What shocked Zhou Hao was that it kept reducing. It turned into 700 million, 600 million, 500 million. This speed was simply like riding a rocket. Congratulations streamer, I'm just an ordinary person, for receiving 500 rare level energy bars from Fairy Yuling. At this moment, Zhou Hao saw Fairy Yuling give him a gift and immediately smiled. 500 at once. This Fairy Yuling was really generous. Haha, Fairy Yuling is also here. She actually gifted so many energy bars to the big shot. Of course. Do you know how many energy bars he gifted Fairy Yuling in her live stream? He probably gave her a total of 500 batches of 500 energy bars. Big shot, you're awesome. Big shot, shouldn't you show us the mall now? That's right. We're all looking forward to it. Since they were in a hurry to watch, Zhou Hao was naturally in a hurry as well. Therefore, he did not waste his breath and opened the mall excitedly. The moment he opened the shop, 4 sections appeared. One was the selling area, one was the buying area, the other was the synthesis area, and the last was the trading area. Zhou Hao immediately smiled. It was really simple. Zhou Hao was very concerned about what he could sell now, so he directly opened the selling area. After entering, a menu appeared. There were many categories on this menu. Mutated beasts, cultivation techniques, fragments, medicinal pills, weapons. There were a total of 5 categories. Although there were only 5, it could be said to include everything. Zhou Hao did not hesitate and directly opened the mutated beast column. Immediately, countless beast names appeared here. From the weak to the powerful, there was everything. Zhou Hao even saw some familiar names. Territory Universe 7, name, Storm Demon Ape, strength, Quasi-Heaven Realm, price, 50 billion Heaven Dao coins. Zhou Hao was immediately stunned. Heavens, this Storm Demon Ape was actually worth so much money. However, he had not remembered to collect the corpse after killing it. Zhou Hao continued to browse. Territory Universe 7, name, Golden Armor Alligator Turtle, strength, Quasi-Heaven Realm, price, 80 billion Heaven Dao coins. Territory Universe 7. Name, Wasteland Barbaric Flood Dragon. Strength, Heaven Realm 5th grade. Price, 300 billion Heaven Dao coins. Zhou Hao took a deep breath and was extremely happy. It was as if these mutated beasts were tailor-made for him. If he killed them, not only would he gain luck points, but he would also be able to sell them for such a high price. Of course, Zhou Hao also saw the problem. Universe 7. He frowned and his expression changed. He seemed to have a guess and continued to browse. Territory Universe 6, name, Metal Man, strength, Quasi-Heaven Realm, price, 60 billion Heaven Dao coins. Territory Universe 3, name, Biological Warrior, strength, Quasi-Heaven Realm, price, 40 billion Heaven Dao coins. When Zhou Hao saw this, he drew a cold breath. A ridiculous thought instantly filled his mind. Chapter 370, including all the shops. Zhou Hao had always thought that there was only one world, planet Earth. He also believed that the Heaven Dao software only served the people of planet Earth. However, at this moment, he realized that this Heaven Dao software was probably not limited to planet Earth. Zhou Hao took a deep breath and was shocked. He had never thought about what the Heaven Dao software was. Although he had not observed it before, many people around him did not have the Heaven Dao software. How did he obtain the invitation of the Heaven Dao software then? As a user of the Heaven Dao software, Zhou Hao knew that this software could not only bring him equipment, but also many extraordinary functions. Originally, Zhou Hao had only thought that it was a simple software that could bring him wealth. But now, it seemed that this thing was probably not that simple. Also, what did all these universes mean? Could there really be aliens outside of planet Earth? Thinking of this, Zhou Hao suddenly felt very strange. These science fiction plots had always appeared in novels and movies. But now, he suddenly felt that it was becoming real. Of course, Zhou Hao could understand why. After all, he had been in this post-mutation era since he was born. The previous civilizations were incomparably unfamiliar to him. Zhou Hao was never really affected by the existence of aliens. However, today, he was somewhat shocked. What did the Heaven Dao software wanted to accomplish by gathering so many universes together? What was the motive? Zhou Hao took a deep breath. Although he did not understand, at this point, it was useless to think any further. When Zhou Hao opened the mall, everyone in the live stream was shocked. Their messages all flooded the screen. Heavens, it feels so good. Looks like if I unlock the shop in the future, I can sell things. Unlocking the shop? Do you think you're all big shots? There are so many users in the Heaven Dao software. Naturally, only a select few will be able to unlock the shop. You sure know how to dream. They continued to send their messages and Zhou Hao kept browsing, but they did not mention anything about the various universes. Could it be that they all knew? Zhou Hao took a deep breath and did not say anything. Instead, he continued to click on other things. There were many things sold here. Zhou Hao looked at them and even sold the useless treasures he had just opened. The system would evaluate things and grade reports would appear. According to the materials, destructive power, plastic strength, and so on, the final comprehensive assessment would be carried out. Zhou Hao did not look carefully and sold them all. Not long after, his Heaven Dao coins broke through to 100 billion. Zhou Hao was still depressed about how to become a diamond user just now. But now, he did not expect to be able to become one so quickly. While Zhou Hao was shocked, he directly opened the buying area. This place was similar to the selling area and was also divided into so many categories. Moreover, there was a dazzling lineup of items inside that Zhou Hao was impressed by. There was even a ranking system for weapons. From level 1 to level 10, there were special level weapons, earth level weapons, and universe level weapons. Zhou Hao did not study it carefully. After all, there were so many people watching. At the same time, since he had money, he was not in a hurry to buy it. He decided he would buy it when he had more time to think about his choices. Moreover, it was a live broadcast now, so Zhou Hao did not want to expose the cultivation technique he cultivated. After closing the purchase area, Zhou Hao opened the trading area. This area was interesting. There was nothing inside, but he could list things here to sell. To put it bluntly, the trading area here was for users to sell things themselves. It was even possible to exchange items. As long as both parties were satisfied, it was fine. This trading area was still interesting. Although there were not many users who opened the shop now, as long as there were more, Zhou Hao felt that he could definitely get something he liked here. The last panel was the synthesis area. Zhou Hao had many pieces in his backpack that needed to be synthesized here. This synthesis also had a chance factor and would also require luck points. The higher the level of the synthesis, the more luck points it would cost. Zhou Hao nodded and understood. The things in the shop were similar to some game software and were relatively simple. He quickly figured it out. At this point, his tour of the shop section in the Heaven Dao software had basically come to an end. Everyone in the live stream shouted in satisfaction, and the gifts never stopped. They kept flooding the screen, and the number of people kept increasing. Zhou Hao smiled and typed a few words on the public chat. Everyone, I still have something to do. I'll go offline first. Although they couldn't bear to see him leave, they had already seen the shop. When they heard Zhou Hao's announcement, everyone sent him off on the public chat. Zhou Hao smiled and closed the live stream. He had a lot of Heaven Dao coins now and had a lot of luck points. With the shop, he could be considered to be doing well. Just now, many people had been watching, so Zhou Hao did not dare to study it carefully. At this moment, he closed the live stream and began to study it carefully. Now that he had the Black Dragon Spear, he still needed good armor. Therefore, Zhou Hao felt that he should get good armor. In addition, many of his cultivation techniques were not easy to use now. He indeed needed new cultivation techniques. In fact, in his eyes, it was not appropriate for him to take out his spear casually. After all, the entire human race was looking for him. If they caught him, it would be over. Therefore, Zhou Hao thought for a moment and focused on weapons. It had to be said that the things inside were too expensive. A mere treasure that was not especially valuable was worth more than 100 million Heaven Dao coins. The armor Zhou Hao wanted was also worth tens of billions. Zhou Hao was still a little unwilling. Moreover, it was simply not worth it at all. However, suddenly, Zhou Hao saw a shocking armor in the synthesis area. Its name was Thousand Feathered Armor. Its defense was extraordinary and could be upgraded. It was divided into 8 modules and each module had reached level 10. It had to be known that his Black Dragon Spear was only at the 10th level. He learned about this after testing it simply. However, each of the modules of this armor was already at level 10. How could he not be tempted? Zhou Hao immediately opened the introduction of this item and read it carefully. The more he read, the more shocked he became. This item was cast in a different universe and was indestructible. It was a universe-level treasure with an artifact spirit. Unfortunately, it was destroyed in the battle and split into 8 modules. Every module had different functions. Although they were all armor modules, every additional module would increase one's level until the armor reached the universe level. However, this was only a simple introduction and not a comprehensive one. Despite this, Zhou Hao was still tempted. He immediately checked how to obtain this item and realized that he couldn't buy it. He could only obtain it by opening the mystery box. Moreover, one could only obtain 4 of the modules by opening the mystery box. The remaining 4 modules were still missing.